What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome back to the Oakland Raiders Madden 20 franchise here on the channel. Today we got a big doubleheader. We have our Week 10 game, our throwback jersey game, which I'm excited to show you that because many people are like, huh? How do you throw back a jersey that's been the same for 1,000 years? And we also have a Week 11 matchup against the Bengals, but we can't start anything without looking at this big injury decision right off the rip. Doctors have cleared Derek Carr, but looking at it right now, his acceleration rating is dropped from an 87 to a 73, agility from an 81 to a 68, injury from a 92 to a 78. And given how bad our injuries have been, he only has one more week until he's 100%. I mean, you know, he's going to be scheduled to return week 12. So that's 2 weeks. We have to go 2 more weeks with Tyree Jackson. This is a tough one. We're going to play Tyree for the time being. Just because I feel like even week 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you're going to have a couple more games for Derek Carr to kind of audition to at least be our starting quarterback next season. And he's not going to be able to do that with the injuries. And the reason why I'm going to rest him is because how bad have we struggled with injuries this season? Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, just to name a few. Like, we had to pretty much wrap AB in bubble wrap to ensure that he would be able to be available at this point in the season. So, yeah, we're going to go with Tyree Jackson, at least for Week 10. Maybe we can check Week 11, see, get a checkup on Derek Carr, see where he's at in terms of his injury. Maybe we can play in Week 11, but we're not going to rush him back because he has been far and away, outside of maybe Antonio Brown, the most valuable player on our team. So let's introduce these new jerseys. People have been asking me, C4, how are you going to do retro jerseys? NFL 100 is the biggest thing when you're the Raiders. They've been the silver and black and silver, whatever combination you want. A couple white sprinkled in there since the beginning of time, since the beginning of football, since the beginning they were an organization. Oh, yes, that is true. We might not be able to change the colors, but we could certainly pay homage to the legends that have come up before us. Not everyone is going to participate in this opportunity because we want to try to keep it selective, but let's show you what we're rocking with.
Gene and Art really understood what the Raider mystique was about. Gene with the padded up forearms and Shell with just this enormous size for a team that prided itself on being bigger and meaner and tougher than everybody else. Those two guys side by side were a powerful statement.
In honor of the big-time legends, we are going to be using Vontaze Burfict, team captain. We're going to be rocking the vintage neck roll and every player that wants to participate. So right now, this is everyone on the offensive line, a couple defensive linemen, a safety here and there, and obviously Vontaze Burfict showing homage to the players, the Howie Longs, the Jack Tatums. Some of the best offensive linemen have ever played have been on the Raiders. So we are going to try to pay homage to them Week 10 against the Chargers by just looking like that old school win at all costs Al Davis Raiders. So let's go. So in terms of talking about overpowered teams, the Chargers are very overpowered with 4 superstar X Factors: Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Derwin James, Joey Bosa. They also got Keenan Allen as a superstar. So there's a reason why they're top of the division, the reason why they're running away with the division. And, I would like to say a little bit of that is Derek Carr going down with injury, but they are going to be, we're going to need to channel some of that 70s, 80s John Madden Raiders to be able to knock these guys off today, and I think we're going to be able to do that. Oh, right on. 3rd and goal, bend, don't break. I'm not going to lie, literally before that sack, we've done nothing. We have done nothing. They have been playing like they're a 99 all Madden. We're 41 overall rookie, and too many weapons. Too many superstars, too many weapons for this bum defense to contend right now. We're going to outscore them. Yeah, I'm using these Matt 10 all Madden sliders right now, boys. Don't think they're for me right now. Don't think they're for me. Oh, there we go. We got something. We got something because AB is super overpowered. That's the first pass across the middle that Tyree Jackson hasn't really overthrown. We'll take that, man. Over 1,000 yards on the season for AB. He might be like an MVP candidate, low key. Thank you. Thank you. Hit the fucking guy, man. These sliders suck. Okay. The picks seem okay. That's about it. Oh! Huh. Yeah, of course that would happen. There we go, man. This whole line sucks. Getting the sacks up there, but literally it almost feels like it's either a sack or Philip Rivers just getting like 9 yards of pass.
Fatality.
Fuck. All right, that's about enough for me in this game. I didn't like the sliders. Madden 10 sliders, those are my go-to sliders. Madden 18, go-to sliders. Madden 19, Madden 20. I don't know what version I'm running on because people always ask me what the gameplay slide. I'm going back to default. I mean, I did get picks. I got some good sacks, but literally, I get that my quarterback was 65, 66. It was too extreme. Like literally simple pass. I straight up had him not throw the ball. I had a free pass, right bumper to the running back on the backfield. I hit it twice. He didn't throw it. I don't know what that is. Gonna turn that off. I wanted to try, honestly, with the sliders because I found like the CPU was completing way too many passes. Like, look at that, 24-30. 2 of those were picks. So really, he missed, like on average, QBs are missing under 7 throws a game against me. That's just not realistic for a defense that's not that bad. We're not a great defense, not that bad. And the Madden 10 sliders, not going to be recommending them until they get fine-tuned just a little bit better. Maybe I'll try them against once Derek Carr is our quarterback, but first impression was not that great. Maybe I'll tweak the QB passing accuracy a little bit. It's at like 20. Like we started at 15's default. We knocked it down to 20. Did not feel good at all. I mean, the stats don't look 92 QBR, but it's just the misses were so bad. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's Tyree Jackson. I don't know if that's the sliders. So I can't recommend. All I'm going to say at the end of the day is I can't recommend a good set of sliders just yet. I noticed also Josh Jacobs, not the fastest guy, but he's a good explosion. He was just so slow. Felt like he was stuck in molasses behind the line of scrimmage. I wasn't a huge fan of that. AB had a day, though. At least he ate after that just really bad fumble at the end of the game. 7 for 162 and a touchdown. Defensively, we got 10 tackles from the worst corner in the National Football League, Nevin Lawson. We got a couple sacks here. Mo Hurst, Clelin Ferrell, Jonathan Abram, Carl Joseph, and Tahir Whitehead. We also got 2 picks from Carl Joseph and Conley. Carl Joseph, sack and a pick. We'll give him player of the game. But we fall. That pretty much does it. That pretty much shoots all hope of being able to get Derek Carr back and going on a run and trying to find a way to win this AFC West. That's 8 wins for the Chargers, only 2 losses. They're just too damn good this season. The news we wanted to see. He's coming back. We finally get him. Oh, thank God. Well, I'm gonna rock and roll on those sliders another game just to see if it is bad sliders or maybe it was just not a great quarterback in Tyree Jackson. So Derek Carr back in the starting lineup, was on pace for a career year. Basically broke his ankle, and he's coming back against a 6-3 Bengal. What? How are the Bengals 6-3? What did they do? Let me see here. Let's get what are they looking like for X factors? We got Geno Atkins, AJ Green. They have 2 good players. One on offense, one on defense. How are they 6-3? Is they having like a career turnaround from Andy Dalton? All right. Okay. Let's 6-3. But it's a home game. Let's go, man. Derek Carr's back. That's all we could ask for. Let's go, Derek Carr. Before the injury, was off to a career year. Completion percentage on pace to break all his previous records for touchdowns, interceptions, yards. He's finally back in the huddle where he belongs. Let's do it. Oh. Maybe these sliders are good, and it was just Tyree Jackson. First pass back from a broken, broken fibula or something, dislocated ankle. First pass, huge touchdown to Tyrell Williams. Yes, they look like me tackling out there, the Bengals. That is huge. Let's go. That is momentum that we can just take, capture that, use it for the rest of the season, and we can sneak in wild card. Telling you right now, Mo Hurst has been a freak the last 2 weeks. He is freaking the sheets. And he is feasting. He is literally playing as good as like Fletcher Cox did when I was with the Eagles. So that's good. We got an emergent star on the D-line. Look at this, man. I mean, we've gone up against 2 not great O-lines. Chargers, now the Bengals, but he has been unbelievable. Unblockable even. Look at this, Dalton. Oh my God, I'm not that good. I got red hair. Oh, and I get choke slammed. All right, we've been rolling. Just controlling the clock. Nothing too crazy, but second and goal here on the 5. Derek Carr looking to make it 4 for 4 in the game. Second touchdown. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Nothing stupid. Nothing stupid. Oh, it's never stupid throwing it to double coverage when you got AB. When you got Mr. Bowman, Mr. Big Chest, 14th receiving touchdown of the season. No, where was this last game? Exact same sliders, exact same all bad difficulty. Why are we day and night better? It makes no sense.
Jacked up!
Like, he's Fletcher Cox 2.0 right now. Aaron Donald, Fletcher Cox, put him in that territory. Oh, come on, man. Made of glass. Oh, my. That is just beautiful as we await the injury update on Josh Jacobs. AB, Derek Carr. I don't think there's a better combination in the National Football League this season. I mean, he's missed like 6 games. All right, Josh Jacobs' foot contusion will return soon, so I guess it's not super serious. But we'll substitute Doug Martin. And Muscle Hamster has done very good in relief duty for Josh Jacobs this season. So until he's 100%, we'll go Muscle Hamster. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, that's a turnover on the defense. Okay, this is literally the worst offensive performance I've ever seen. We've given up like 4 yards, and it's almost the 4th quarter. Let's go. Oh, righty then.
Jacked up!
Guess who? Guess who? And there's a nice little interception to end the game. Complete performance, both sides of the ball for the Raiders. So there we go. That concludes the performance. A huge game from the Raiders. Derek Carr returns to our lineup, throws 4 touchdowns. Mo Hurst might have just had his breakout game to emerge as one of the best young defensive tackles in football. And we just took a 6-3 Bengals team that was top of their division, and we spanked them. Like, I want to see the numbers here. Look at this. How many yards did they have? 96 passing, 3 rushing. That is absurd to get on all Madden. Absolutely absurd to get on all Madden. And most of that came on like screen passes at the end of the game. Look at that performance here. Derek Carr, almost near perfect QBR. 100, almost, maybe the yards could have looked a little bit better, but when you're that damn efficient, you don't need to have 400 passing yards. 4 touchdowns, no picks in his return game. We got 100 yards there for Josh Jacobs. On the receiving front, 4 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown for Tyree Williams. Look at that stat line for AB. 4 catches for 33 yards, 3 touchdowns. So that is, I think he'll take that stat line. The yards weren't there, but I think AB will take 3 touchdowns on 4 catches every game of the week. Mo Hurst was a beast. We might have an offensive and defensive player of the week. 6 tackles, 2 TFLs, 3 sacks. He was unblockable. Nick Nelson got an interception as the Raiders finally get back in the win column. And now with Derek Carr back in the lineup, are we gonna be able to make a run and try to sneak into the playoffs? I'm gonna say yes. As we finish up here previewing week 12 and 13, which will be the next episode, hopefully sooner than later. We're a 5-5 team. We are a 5-5 that is 3rd in the division, but the climb is back. So we can still go, 11-5. We can still win out. If we could put up the performance that we did against a playoff caliber team like the Bengals in week 11, we got the Jets. That's an easy win. The Chiefs, that's going to be an important game because I might be able to get back into 2nd place in the West. Titans is a win. I'm not saying win as in it's a foregone conclusion, but we should assume that if we play like we did, Titans is a win, Jags is a win. So that's 4 wins out of our next 5. That brings us 9-5. Then we got the Chargers revenge game, week 17, whoever we play then. It's that all Madden life. You never know who you're going to get. Sometimes you're going to play like you did against the Chargers, and other times you're going to play against the Bengals, a team in the playoffs, dominate them. I can't really explain why or where, but all I do know is that Derek Carr is back. And look at the weekly awards. Carr and AB might have got robbed by Lamar Jackson, but Mo Hurst got some respect. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. 6 tackles, 3 sacks, a forced fumble. Also had 2 TFLs to throw into that. He was an unblockable, and I think that he is going to be well on his way to getting some new. What's this? Breakout player wants a new. We'll do that for the next episode. So thank you guys for watching the newest episode of the Raiders franchise here on Madden 20. Derek Carr has returned. We had some sexy uniforms. We looked good against the Chargers. We didn't play very well, but a 1-1 split. We got our franchise. Put an asterisk next to that because we don't really know the answer for sure. But we have a man that could very well be our franchise quarterback back in uniform in Mr. Derek Carr. And let's just look at AB's stat line right now. 55 catches, 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns. There's still a lot of football left to be played. We might be breaking records with Mr. Big Chest this season. But to find out, you're going to have to tune back in next week. So if you guys did enjoy the episode, smash that like button, subscribe if it's your first time stopping by. We're well not well over, but we're into the 100,000s. It's on to the next goal, 150, 125, somewhere in that territory. So all the love and support definitely goes a long way. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit when you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr. Consistent, I'm doing it big. Way too persistent on taking your bitch. Here comes a monster to scare all you kids. Y'all scared.